If you don't know me, I'm Cameron Lozano, and yeah, when I was told to do this, I actually asked my mom for help, and she said to check Pinterest. And I personally have never used Pinterest, so I had to, make an account, follow people, topic things, and, uncheck all the boxes saying, you get all of this also if you do this. And then I got to the search bar, and I looked up Mother's Day, Mom's Day, Mother's Day speeches, Mother's Day presents, and you would not believe how many pin post things were about Hallmark cards, do-it-your-own stuff, pink things, and flowers, and chocolate, and a lot of chocolate. So I got no help from that. So then I went to my dad, and he gave me a super square introduction like I'm writing an essay to my AP English class. And so that didn't help me either because I felt that was weird. But I'm not really here to make fun of my parents. I'm here to talk about how my generation loves their mother. And so I personally really love my mother. I think some people think that I'm a mama's boy. And sometimes we get into disagreements. And so whenever you're doing something really, really important to you and your mom starts calling for you and you just say 1 minute, but really you're just stalling for time because you did something wrong and you don't want to get in trouble and you thinking that 1 minute is going to help you, but really it doesn't. Yeah, that happens all the time. But yet, ignoring these disagreements, she tries to make me be the best person that I can possibly be. And she has me go do things that I can only do once in my lifetime. YOLO. Yeah. So I go to things like go to Indianapolis with the band, go to the Rose Bowl parade with the band, go to West Virginia with the Boy Scouts, go to Arizona with the youth group, and all these fantastic places. But then I have summer band, which is 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. all August. Then I have school clubs, and then I participate in the jazz band, and then I have camping with scouts. And then I participate in parties with school friends. And I have such a busy schedule that I'm not really able to say I love you as often as I think I should to my mom. And yeah, even now I'm told I only get 2 minutes to talk to you guys about this. And so on behalf of the younger generation, to all the mothers in the congregation and to my mother, I say I love you because we can't say it often enough. Thank you.
I'm glad he went first because I did a terrible job. I didn't prepare nearly as well as he did. So this will be terrible. Please bear with me. It'll only be 2 minutes. Maybe. I sat down last night and tried to think of something to say, something to write, what I thought of my mother, about how I felt about my mother, and of course about my wife. I got chosen as the middle ground, Cameron being the youngest, and I get the middle ground here. So I came up with this. So being a mother isn't easy, and I've seen their job, and I'm pretty sure that I couldn't do it. My mother was very kind and loving. She raised my brother and sister and I, to be independent adults. I think that she gave us everything that she possibly could to prepare us to go out into life and be fantastic. And I don't know about my brother and sister, but she did a really good job with me. No, I'm just saying. You know, it was really, I'm sure it was really difficult for my mom to raise all three of us. I know that when she looks at me with pride, you know, whenever I'm successful or comforts me, you know, whenever I'm hurt, I know that she succeeded in her job. Madi and I tried for 7 years. We were together, we were married for 7 years before we had Isabella. And now I get to see the process of motherhood through a different set of eyes. I'm able to stand beside her and realize her love and excitement whenever our daughter succeeds or does really great at something. And I get to, you know, see the worry and sadness whenever our daughter fails or things just don't go right. I can only imagine how my mother felt when she raised us three, you know, and I'm glad that I get to share my wife's experience. It gives me a whole new take on what motherhood is about. So hug your mom and thank her for all the things that you didn't know that she did.
Okay, well, Cameron started this, so he had the young generation, and then I just heard the middle. So as Cameron had told me in Sunday school, some guys got the old people. I guess that's me. So I'm here to praise all the other mothers. You know, I was thinking how hard my mother had it. She was a stay-home mom. She had 4 kids. I have an older brother that's older than me that was the test child and kind of went out there and did everything. And then it was myself, and I had 2 younger sisters. And my mom was a stay-home mom, but she also was a part-time mom and dad, because my dad was in the oil business, and he'd go offshore for, 10 days at one time, and other times, he'd be gone for 2 weeks. So we were there alone with her. She was there alone with us. And so she really learned the meaning of giving life and keeping us alive. And I remember when he came home, she was always very glad to see him and had those 3 words for him. Y'all know what those are, of course. Beat them now. So, but she knew when to tell him to stop, so yes, I'm alive. But when I grew up, I didn't know if, I didn't know our social being. I didn't know if we were lower, middle, or high class. I just knew that they provided. And, I talk to the kids now, and they go, oh, it's so tough. We've got this, we've got this. And I go, I never knew that. All I knew that sometimes there's a little bit more food on the plate. Sometimes there weren't. But the dishes were always easy to do because there wasn't any left. And in fact, I was thinking as Carl was reading the reading from Proverbs, I was looking at that before, and it talks about the mother going out and getting the wool and everything. And I was trying to remember when I had my first store-bought shirt. And my first store-bought shirt was in high school. My mom made all our stuff before. And those of you that are my generation know about that, know how hard it is. So moms were kind of a little bit of everything. They got the food, they portioned it out, made ends meet through the month, and put clothes on our back. It kept us alive. So they did kind of everything. I remember talking to my mom. She heard it takes a village to raise a child. And she didn't understand that. She goes, why do we need a village? All I needed was for them to call and tell us what you did. So, in fact, the biggest shock I ever saw on my mom's face was when the neighbors would call and say how well we were in public. And she goes, are you sure you got the right number? But she did well. I got it, taught us manners, taught us to be good, taught us to go out and help others. And that's what mothers do. And my mother did this every day of her life. And I want to pause now because I lost my mother 9 years ago, and she's gone to heaven, and she's at Jesus' right hand, probably taking over there. But want to give praise to her and all the other mothers that have gone to be with God. And just want to take a time to pray. Dear Lord, thank you for giving us mothers and picking our mothers and pairing us with them and the right ones that know exactly what their child will do and how to raise them best and to be with them. And take those mothers that are with you now and just give them the love that only you can give, and have the angels sing out choruses for mothers today, especially on Mother's Day. Thank you, dear Lord. Amen. But also my generation, there's a lot of other mothers. I lost my mother 8 or 9 years ago, but God provided and brought someone else in my life, another mother, a mother of 5. She has 3 of her own kids and watches after one of mine. And yeah, that is 5 kids because I'm probably the worst of all. So she looks after me. So there's a lot of mothers out there that adopt other kids and look after them and raise them, even though they've already done their job. There's mothers that look after their grandchildren. And we just you need to take time to thank all of these mothers. Because even though they're grandmothers or great-grandmothers, they're still mothers and they still do those things. There's some women out there that just never have children, but they still, in their own way, they take and adopt. With the divorce rate the way it is, a lot of fathers bring kids along with them, and those mothers, they become mothers, and they take over other mothers' children and help raise them. And we just need to be thankful of all the women in our life, because they do stop. And as Cameron was saying, us dads, we kind of put things in a box. The women of our lives kind of smooth the edges and make it a little easier and nicer and makes it better for all of us. So I just want to give praise to all the mothers and all the women that are step-in mothers, and to the mothers that have passed. Thank you.